Yeah, eBay.
I see that you have some wooden beds. Why did you choose raised beds in the first place for your garden space?
It's just too low. Well, the ground is full clay in here, and there will be no way for my plants to root properly. We need something that's like
dancing low, sweat drips count down slow, wind cutting faces now, victory our solemn vow, to the finish line we drive, screeching wheels we come alive, speed demons through the night, racing with all our might, with all our might. Dancing low, sweat drips, countdown slow, wind cutting faces now, victory our solemn vow, to the finish line we drive, screeching wheels we come alive, speed demons through the night, racing with all our might. Adrenaline rush we crave, pushing past edges brave, life in fast lane feeding fire, tracks our only true desire, helmet on focused eyes, crowds roar reaches skies, pit stop seconds to spare, in this war no place for care.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon as the drivers jumping out on the racetrack, their final few moments here of this practice session this afternoon before we get ready to rock and roll and we get ready to rumble here from Nashville Super Speedway. This is going to be a ton of fun, another absolutely amazing race, another absolutely amazing show here this afternoon as SSJ Logic, my boy Dylan Carrier coming in, showing the love, says let's go fast. Vroom vroom, he says. Vroom vroom indeed, baby. As Roadkill says, raise hell and praise Dale. Let's get this show rolling. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. You know it. You know. Let's get it rolling, baby. Let's get these guys out there on the racetrack. We want to see them clean and green out there on the speedway, as NJB Design says, ready, daddy. Oh gosh, don't call me that. Don't call me that, Noah. I don't know if you're of age, so do not call me that, brother. As Noah coming in right out of left field there on that comment. That is absolutely, that's uncalled for, brother. That's uncalled for. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in just a few more moments. As if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As Jimmy 6 times says, I like turtles. I also like turtles. Turtles are pretty cool. Turtles are pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. As Cassie Forky? Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm probably getting it completely wrong over there on Twitch, coming in with that follow on the broadcast. We appreciate that coming in and showing the love here in this one as the fun is just about to get underway. The action is just about to get started here in this one. This is going to be a lot of fun as Jimmy 6 times says, hi, Lonnie in Roger in Florida. And they're in Florida. Lucky Ducks being down there in Florida, man. I wish I was in Florida. I want to be in Florida, man. Lonnie doing our command in Florida. Whoo, baby. Doing the command from Florida, man. I'm jealous. We got like 2 feet of snow up here in Canada. It's cold. It's below zero. It's no good up here. I want to be down south. I want to be where it's nice and warm and where, the fun is at, man. I want to be down there. I want to be enjoying the fun times down in Florida. That is for certain. As, man, this could be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great time as we do see practice come to a close here. That means qualifying is going to get underway. So before we get these drivers out there for their qualifying session, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to our national anthem. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please stand and remove your hats as Landon Burbage going to come in here with our national anthem here this afternoon. The driver of the number 2 Chevrolet going to jump up here and give us the trumpet rendition of the national anthem.
Tom Brady is trying to track down our Hertz customer.
Looks like I just missed her. She's a Hertz Gold Plus Rewards member, so no waiting in line at the counter for her.
That means she's able to pick any car she wants.
Skip the line and get right to your destination. That's why you go with Hertz.
Oh, our car's value went up.
Maybe we should track all our cars' value on Carvana.
All of them?
All of them. We need more trackers.
I'll track the van.
Gotcha. Is that my belt?
Parts of it, yeah. Ooh, I'm getting a value update. Do you see which one is going up?
How's it tracking?
Good, got some dips, some rises. Now what, hold?
Sold. Did we get a little carried away?
No, room for more.
Track your car's value on Carvana today.
Hockey machine of Nick Tucker. Tucker currently the 14th fastest. We do see Jesse Graham slide out there onto the speedway. We see Josh Kreider out there as well. That was our thumbnail here this afternoon over on YouTube. That beautiful looking number 5 ride out there on the speedway. We had to showcase the beautiful looking champion teammate number 5 car out there on the speedway as him and the 6 machine both having fairly identical paint schemes and definitely both looking very good out there on the racetrack. Obviously we see Brian Underwood in the black, blue, and gold, where we see the 5 ride sporting the same almost identical paint scheme there, with the purple and pink, and it's looking fresh out there. We had to use it as a thumbnail as right now he is the 9th fastest driver, and he's going to find a little extra speed there on lap number 2 up and into position number 4. As what's good, Texas Calvo? What's good, Reese? Reese says wrecked on qualifying. Oops. Oh no. Drivers are wrecking under qualifying. That's never a good sign, as we do see the 75 ride of Jesse Graham back out there. He's up to speed in the Old Dogs Racing, the Gaston's iRacing graphics number 75 out there on the speedway. We're yet to see Chris Ketz, Jordan Kreider, Nathan Brookover, Wyatt Mickelson, Ben Gleason, or Grant Applegate lay down lap times here in this one, as Jimmy 6 times says, oh my god, how did I qualify there? Brother, well, he qualified up inside the top 5, man. That's a good lap right there. Up into 4th. Right in behind Dylan Carrier, Aiden Lucas, and Landon Burbage is right now Burbage with that quick time here in qualifying. He is currently the fastest cat out there on the racetrack. So our national anthem provider potentially going to be starting at the front of the field here this evening, as down across the line we'll see that 75 ride. He'll come to an end of his qualifying session. We're not sure, doesn't look like he's found any extra speed right there. It looks like he's a little bit slower there on lap number 2, so he's currently the 17th fastest driver out there on the racetrack, as we're yet to still see 6 other drivers jump out there in this qualifying session. Well, it's coming to an end, so unfortunately they will start at the back of the pack. Landon Burbage will start out in front. He will be our pole sitter here, as we're going to get ready here for our
here we go for
Rider
another exciting night
video.
in racing here.
Let me quickly make this full screen. I don't know why it's sideways. For some reason, I've been having a real struggle lately with trying to get these Lonnie Kreider videos to download properly or pop up onto our video feeds here. Let me see if I can try to get it again here. I don't know what's going on. I can hear.
Well, here we go
audio
for another
from it,
exciting
but you
night
can't
in
see the
racing
picture
here in
to
Nashville.
it. And I don't know why it's doing that. So let me see if I can quickly open up my file and just open this bad boy up.
Well, here we go for another exciting night in racing here in Nashville.
Where'd that go? Where'd that
Guys,
go? There it is.
you ain't going to be playing no guitar when you're in the...
All right, here we go. Lonnie Kreider's video right here, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a workaround right there, but we get to play here is this way. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our opening command for all these drivers this afternoon.
Well, here we go for another exciting night in racing here in Nashville. Guys, you ain't going to be playing no guitar when you're in them cars. I can tell you that right now. So you better keep your eyes open and watch out, because Nashville will get you and music will get you too if you don't watch. So don't be singing those songs while you're in that car. So good luck tonight, guys. Have a great race. God bless America. Start those engines and let's go racing, guys.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there. Lonnie Kreider coming in, giving us that opening command here. Huge shout out there to Lonnie Kreider jumping in, always giving us an amazing command, an amazing way to start these races, as he jumps in all the way from Florida, apparently. All the way in Florida to give us the opening command here this afternoon, and that is that's dedication right there. We can't thank Lonnie enough for jumping in here, always giving us those commands, and I hope he enjoys this amazing race this evening from Nashville Super Speedways. We'll get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go to battle as they get lined up down on pit road, as Playford Cheats. Playford coming in and showing the love over there on Facebook with the like on the broadcast. I appreciate that. Playford coming in and showing the love over there on Facebook, as Jimmy 6 times says, I've never been top 5. My gosh. Well, no better time than right now. That's a good way to, virtually start this season. Obviously, last week, Daytona qualifying really wasn't that important. But when we come to a super speedway that's not an actual real super speedway like we see at, Talladega or Daytona, or what we now see at the new repaved Atlanta Motor Speedway, this track is not quite a super speedway. It's super, it's duper, and it is Nashville Super Speedway. It's in a class of its own. It's a whole different style of a race here, as we'll get ready to rock and roll. Drivers down the back straightaway, getting ready to go to battle as Landon Burbage. Aiden Luke is going to bring us to that green flag. Dylan Carrier, Josh Kreider, Noah Blackwell, Caden Gargiulo, William Connolly, Melvin Brangruer, Jonathan Gaston, and Jordan Hand going to round out our top 10. That's where we see Brian Underwood, Danny White, Farrell Robbins, Nick Tucker, Ryan Holler, Reese Kelva, Wyatt Mickelson, Jordan Kreider bringing up the rear of the field there in the 18 machine, the 3 machine, as we see the 8 of Nathan Brookover, Ben Gleason, Michael Ponder Jr., and Chris gets back there in position number 21, as we will end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as for some reason they're on that opening lineup. It wasn't showing us some of those drivers, but here you go. We see these guys out in front, as the duo of Landon Burbage will lead lap number 1. So Burbage in that Prince's towing number 2 ride leads the way here at Nashville Super Speedway. We got a lot of laps, a lot of racing to do here this afternoon, as only our second lap out of 167 laps here this evening. Down through corner number 3, nice and easy at corner number 4 with that McDonald's number 19 ride of Dylan Carrier. Back there behind him trying to hunt him down. They will come across the line and we see 165 laps of racing action left here this evening. It's the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas, our second place driver, our second starter here this afternoon. So they're in position number 2. The Premier Racing Setups Auto Value Part Source Toyota rolls there in that 3rd position, losing a spot early on to Dylan Carriers. It seemed like that inside lane kind of got a better jump, a better start there than what the outside group did. And now you start to see that 20 ride put the pressure, put the speed on to his teammate here as he looks to get around that 19 ride of Dylan Carrier. Now here comes the 18, Noah Blackwell, their other teammate, as they got 3 cats up here inside the top 5, looking to try to race their way towards the front of the field as the Japanese sofa, I don't know what that says. The gas tank is blocking it. The Japanese Energy Formula something on that car. It's a beautiful looking paint scheme, definitely very interesting ride there for the 18 as he does get up, scrubs that outside fence as we see William Connolly back in position number 5. Josh Kreider, who unfortunately lost a couple spots here out of the first couple laps in the 5 ride. The Robert Up Productions machine rolls there in position number 6. There's Gaston, the Gaston iRacing Graphics, the Old Dogs machine. The G-Man of Jonathan Gaston rolls there in that 7th position as last season's champion, already up a couple spots here himself. The Kroger Mazda Racing number 6 ride. Brian Underwood rolls there in 8th with Jordan Hand right there behind him. A new paint scheme here for Jordan Hand, as well as he's in the Air Jordan, the Michael Jordan paint scheme number 11 right now. In NASCAR, they would have that blocked out. They're not allowed to play that right now. They're not allowed to show that. They'd have a black sticker over that Jordan and the logo on the hood for the 11 machine here this afternoon, but luckily enough here on iRacing, Michael Jordan is not penalized or hurt or anything else, or having NASCAR make sure that they can't see his logo out there because of so we're happy to see it out here in iRacing. Is Melvin Brengruer, the 89 ride, the Thrustmaster machine, there in position number 10 as he works to the outside of Danny White. Danny White trying to keep that Old Dogs Racing 79 ride up inside the top 10, but looks like he will slide back into that 11th position as the 98 ride, the Rockstar Energy Drink machine right there behind him. Caden Gargiulo back in that 12th position as here comes the Milwaukee Tools number 49 ride. That's Nick Dunker there in 13th, and Ryan Haller in the NOS Energy Drink number 99 ride rolls there in position number 14. Farrell Robbins, the old dog himself, out there on the racetrack. The beautiful Gaston iRacing paint schemes 76 ride, last week's winner and the only driver right now that is locked into our playoffs here in the Premium Stock Car Racing League. So a good break for Farrell Robbins. He doesn't have to really worry too much about trying to make it into the playoffs. All he's got to do is show up for enough races and he'll punch his ticket into our playoffs here this year. But he's going to be out there chasing those bonus points, maybe some more wins and more tickets to kind of help him through each and every stage of our playoffs. The 10 ride right there behind him, that is the 10 machine of Wyatt Mickelson. Mickelson rolls there in position number 16 with Ben Gleason there in 17th. Then we see the Mountain Dew, the Premium Stunt Car Racing League Budweiser number 8 ride, and Nathan Brookover back there in the 18th position. The 3 ride, that is Jordan Kreider. Kreider back in position number 19, and Reese Kelva in that Prestige Enterprises number 4 ride rolls there in that 18th position as he's going to get a 2-for-1 down through quarter 1 and 2. The Texas A&M number 4 ride jumps up and into the 18th position after sliding around not only Jordan Kreider but Nathan Brookover right there. A 2-for-1 down through corner number 1 and 2. As Chris Getz trying to get through those guys as well. Getz now into 21st. Brookover back to 21st first here as gets there into 20th. Then we see Grant Applegate here. The Red Bull Energy, number 57 ride, unfortunately missed the start of this race. He had to start from pit road, and he quickly fell quite a ways away behind our race leaders. He's about 13 seconds behind our new race leaders. We see a pass at the front of the field. And at quarter number 4, it's the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas. Lucas now to the point here this evening. So Aiden Lucas out in front as Landon Burbage rolls there in position number 2 here this afternoon. As Harley Whitaker, hopefully I'm saying that right. Whitaker says, let's go, as Charlie Whaley says, come on, Calva. Charlie also says, let's go, Calva, out there on the racetrack cheering on Reese Calva as he sits back in that 18th position, but making some moves. That Prestige Enterprises number 4 ride looking very, very fresh out there on the speedway. And we want to give a huge shout out here to Reese as well as Reese Calva, one of the new sponsors here with the series, and we can't thank Reese in the Prestige Enterprises enough for jumping on board and becoming part of the premium stock car racing family, not only as a driver but as a sponsor here as well. So huge shout out to them. You'll see their commercial throughout the evening here a few times, as we want to give them as much, showing as we can here, and definitely want to shout out Prestige Enterprises throughout the afternoon for becoming a part of our family here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League as he continues the battle here with Jordan Kreider. They're having their own little fight back here, and Chris Getz trying to jump right in on the action as we do see Michael Ponder Jr. in that 13 ride, the beautiful Wood Brothers paint scheme machine. A quick lane ride, that machine back in 23rd. Currently at the rear of the field is Jesse running into some connection issues here, and unfortunately for the 75 ride, he finds himself down on pit road and has been able to join this race. And for the 75, I do believe that may take him completely out of contention here this afternoon. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get that figured out and jump back out onto the racetrack, but for right now, he will be sitting down pit sign and hoping to get that internet fixed back up, as out in front it's Aiden Lucas. Lucas leading the way here in this one. Aiden doing a great job showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one, as it's great racing, a lot of back and forth, everyone trying to race their way into the front of the field. And right now the Redemption Motorsports crew looking very, very fast out there on the speedways. Aiden Lucas, part of that Redemption crew, sits in position number 1. Then we see Dylan Carrier and Noah Blackwell, his teammates, right there in 3rd and 4th. The only driver that's inside the top 4 right now that's not a part of the Redemption Motorsports team is that 2 ride of Landon Burbage. Burbage hoping to see some of his teammates slowly but surely work their way up to his back bumper, but I'm not sure how many teammates he's got left out there, as right now it looks like Caden Gargiulo and Grant Applegate all a part of the Carrier Motorsports team. And right now Caden, Grant, and Landon all working together over there in the Discord. Right now is Reese Calva all by himself here. The Powerhouse Motorsports ride sits there all by his lonesome out there on the speedway, and that is definitely not a spot you want to be. No friends out there on the speedway. We know Lonnie Kreider said, not to be having the music, not to be singing along, not to be tap dancing there in the race car during the race. But for Reese, no teammates, no conversation out there on the racetrack. He may want to put some tunes on. He may want to put a little bit of music on, try to help keep him focused out there on the speedways. That's going to be one tough thing to do all afternoon, is not having any music or any conversations or anything throughout this race with, your buddies or anything out there. So it's a tough break for Reese. As out in front, the Premier Racing Setups number 20 ride of Aiden Lucas leads the way with the Prince's Towing number 2 machine of Landon Burbage right there in position number 2. Let's get a quick update here on this too, chat. We're going to turn up the brightness here just a little bit, give you guys a little bit better viewing of these race cars. I feel like it's a little dark right there, especially down through quarter number 3 and 4. So let's brighten it up. Let's make it a little bit nicer and easier for you guys to see these amazing cars and all these drivers out there on the racetrack and their paint schemes and everything else. Maybe it's just the camera angle down the back straightaway. I'm not 100% sure, but nonetheless, feel like it looks a little bit better, especially down there through the back straightaway and down through 3 and 4. As you see that McDonald's ride of Dylan Carrier, he's trying to race his way up there towards the front of the field, but he's going to tag the outside fence there. Pretty good contact for the 19 ride. Hopefully not too much damage done to that 19 machine. Hopefully no tire rubs, no tire scrubs, and hopefully not having to take an unscheduled pit stop here early in the race as Blackwell, his teammate, right there behind him, trying to hunt him down. Man, it's actually crazy. I was kind of thinking there when we were going through these drivers, how many of them have energy drinks on their race cars. We see Noah Blackwell here with the W Energy. So we got him with the W Energy. We had, what else do we have out here? We had Caden Gargiulo. He's got the Rockstar Energy drink. We see Ryan Haller here with the NOS Energy drink. And we also had Grant Applegate in the Red Bull Energy drink ride, and even you could count, let me see here, where is the car? Nathan Brook over in the 8 with the Mountain Dew. Technically, Mountain Dew does make an energy drink, and now I know that, Ryan Haller with NOS. NOS is a Coca-Cola brand. It is technically somewhat owned by Monster Energy, but it's just not the same here. And as a Monster Energy fan and consumer, we need to see some more Monster Energy love out there on the racetrack. That's insane. That's insane. We need to see more Monster Energy out there on the speedway so, everyone can see and enjoy the Monster Energy drinks. And always my drink of choice is the Rehab Monster Energies, man. They are absolutely amazing. If you guys like, iced tea or just, tea and lemonade or peach tea, you gotta try those ones, man. They are so good. Not a lot of calories or any calories at all. Not a lot of really harmful stuff. It is just so good, clean and clear. No carbonation, no sugars, and it's just so good. It's just such a good tea flavor and so nice. I call them breakfast monsters or broadcast monsters, as I normally have one when I wake up, and sometimes I usually have one when I'm here in the broadcast. It's out there on the racetrack. It's Aiden Lucas who continues to lead the way. Aiden out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done, but that lead is really starting to tighten up once again as the 2 rider Landon Burbage sticking right there on his back bumper. And I see Dylan Carrier starting to inch a little closer to that battle here at the front of the field as the laps continue to get clicked down. We get closer and closer. You're in this race. We get a little closer here to potential pit stops out there on the racetrack. It's going to be interesting to see when these drivers are going to have to head down pit road. I'm assuming we're going to see them come down pit lane somewhere around lap number 40. Maybe if they try to stretch it out, maybe they can make it a little farther. Maybe come down pit side around lap number 50 or so. Maybe try to make this a 3 pit stop race, but it may end up being 3 or 4 pit stop race here this afternoon. It's going to be interesting to see how long and how far these drivers can make it on a tank of gas this evening, as man, these guys out in front, top 4, really starting to open up a gap here. You look back to our 4th place driver there, Noah Blackwell. There is 3.2 seconds now between himself and our 5th place driver, Brian Underwood. Underwood there in position number 5, and Underwood, he's trying to stay up inside the top 5. The Kroger Mazda Racing number 6 machine rolls there in position number 5, but right there behind him in position number 6 is that Jordan, the Michael Jordan Auto Value Part Source, the NJB Designs number 11 ride of Jordan Hand. Hand trying to join his teammates up here inside the top 5 is right now. They got 3 inside the top 5 for the Redemption Motorsports crew, and Jordan Hand right there in 6. He's 1 spot shy of jumping up and becoming part of that fun at the front of the field here with his teammates. As Danny White having a great race here himself. He's trying to reenact what his teammate did here last week. He wants to do exactly what Farrell Robbins did, and that's put himself up and into victory lane. As we do take a look back at Farrell Robbins, Farrell coming home in position number 1 last week, picking up the checkered flag at Daytona International Speedway, and what was a absolutely amazing run, absolutely amazing race for the 76 ride, and a crazy finish again at one of our super speedways. And Farrell able to get it done, picking up that checkered flag. It was a thing of beauty, and we were happy to be up in the booth calling that, watching Farrell pick up the dub here as everyone cheering on Farrell Robbins here this year, hoping that he continues to just get better and better. Hopefully no heart problems or anything else for the 76 machine as we continue to see him just runs great laps, great races here, and it was due to finally see that 76 up in victory lane as well. So couldn't be happier to see him as our first race winner on the season. As man, clean and green race here again this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are some of the best in the business to do it here, and they continue to just put on absolutely amazing shows for us week after week after week. You can see how close a lot of these guys are racing. They're right on top of each other. They're trying to make moves around each other, trying to find their way to the front of the field, and so far, clean and green, no caution flags, everyone able to keep themselves pointed in the right direction. No issues here for any of these drivers this afternoon as of yet. The night is still young. We still got a lot of laps left here at Nashville Super Speedway, as Tucker now up inside the top 10 here. So the 49 ride now up 5 position, finds himself inside the top 10 and trying to chase down the 5 ride of Josh Kreider. As Kreider right there in front of him, as Jonathan Gaston back in 11th, Caden Gargiulo there in 12th, Ben Gleason, William Connolly, and Farrell Robbins rounding out our top 15 on the racetrack is Ryan Haller back there in position number 16, Jordan Kreider, Wyatt Mickelson, Grant Applegate now into 19th, as rounding out our top 20 is that Prestige Enterprises Texas A&M number 4 of Reese Calva. Nathan Brookover, he's there in 21st with Chris Gentz there in 22nd. And here you go, we're starting to see some drivers head down pit road. Here comes William Connolly and Farrell Robbins. Oh man, Robbins has got quite a bit of front end damage here on this 76 ride. I'm not sure if maybe William Connolly ran into issues here, and the 76 may have ended up tagging him. They're right here in time together on the racetrack down through corner number 3. 76 blinks a little bit right there. Oh, you do see the 25 shoots down pit lane right here. Looks like he's shooting down pit road. Here comes the 76 of Farrell Robbins. Robbins doesn't realize that he's coming down pit lane. Tries to get up and out of the way. Unfortunately, as he does, he just loses control of the 76. Bounces it hard. Contact there.
We've always said never sell a house in the winter. That's not true.
Until this week, my dad did not know where he was from. It means the world to share ancestry with my dad. So in Nigeria, this is where it all started. So they've broken it down by regions, by journeys, and by parent. I can man, this is deep. This is my way of saying thank you to him.
That quick repair and quickly roll back out onto the racetrack, but he does find himself now back in 23rd, and he's sitting at least a lap, potentially 2 laps down out there on the racetrack. Out in front, Aiden Lucas. Lucas continuing to lead the way. Lucas at the front of the field. Landon Burbage still hanging on to position number 2. Right there in their tire tracks, you see that 19 of Dylan Carrier as Noah Blackwell. They're in position number 4 and looking for more. 3.12 seconds back behind the number 18 machine is their teammate now, is the 11 of Jordan Hand up inside the top 5. So 4 of the top 5 on the racetrack, part of the Redemption Motorsports team here. So they are off to a very hot start, a blazing fast start here for the Redemption crew, as for all 4 of their drivers on the team up inside the top 5. You see Brian Underwood there. He's in position number 6. Melvin Brancour, Terry White there in 8. Josh Kreider, Nick Tucker there rounding out our top 10, as you did see that 76 right of Farrell Robbins. He was able to drive right up and around the 11 machine of Jordan Hand. Now starting to pull away from Jordan, and that's just going to show you how good these tires are out there on the racetrack. Is right now Farrell Robbins, he's in that 32nd bracket. Same with William Connolly. They were the first 2 to come down pit side, trying to take advantage of these tires. Last time around, the 25 ride ran a 30-20. So 30.2 seconds out there on the speedway. Our race leaders were running a 31.1. So almost a full second faster than our race leaders. And now that can transition to a lot of track position here throughout this race, especially if you can time those restarts and those pit stops perfectly out there on the racetrack. It could put this 25 ride maybe into a category of his own, maybe try to hit that strategy right, and maybe it'll pay off and work out for him, and maybe find this 25 a sneaky way into victory lane here this evening. As Aiden Lucas continues to lead this race, he's trying to stretch out that race lead ever so slightly between himself and that number 2 machine is Landon Burbage back there in tow, as we do see the first caution flag of the day. Our first caution flag will fly. We see Danny White down and off the racetrack. Nick Tucker tied up in this one as well. So the caution flag will be displayed here in this one. Pretty good right front damage there for the 79. Right, let's take a look back and see what brings out that yellow flag. And now this is a bit of a heartbreaker for a pair of those drivers to see Tucker and that number 79 ride of Danny White door to door down the front straightaway, and it just looks like they're just battling for the same real estate right here. Now, I'm not sure if one or the other realized that they are door to door. I'm sure they would have. Oh, we went a little too far back. Let's play this back just a little bit more. All right, let's take a look here as, yeah, you're going to see these two. I think the 49 kind of moves up. The 79 kind of moves down, and unfortunately, both drivers trying to side draft maybe a little bit down the front straightaway and end up running out of room. Turns the 49 up into the outside fence. They bounce off each other a couple times right there. Pretty good contact for both of those drivers, but unfortunately for the 79 and for the 49, they are both there on the racetrack. Turned around the 49, right pointing the wrong direction. Our flagman getting a great look at it and quickly throwing that yellow flag out there onto the speedways. That's our first caution flag of the day. So the 49 and 79 running out of room, as now we do see all these drivers heading down pit side. So no green flag pit stops here for a lot of this field, but there's a lot of drivers that unfortunately did green flag pit stops, including Farrell Robbins. He's staying out there on the racetrack. He's hoping to get that wave around and back onto the lead lap here. Michael Ponder Jr. also not coming down pit road. The 13 trying to stay out as well, as we do see Reese Kelva. Reese! Oh no! Something's gone astray here for Reese Kelva as well, and potentially our second driver to fall victim to some bad internet connection. It looks like the 4 ride has disconnected here from this race. We don't see Reese Kelva out there on the speedway anymore. So unfortunately for Reese, that's not what he wanted to have happen here this afternoon, as we see Danny White, Nick Tucker both down pit side. They're trying to get their cars repaired and roll them back out onto the racetrack here. Nathan Brookover, he's down pit road here for an extended period of time as well. As out in front, Aiden Lucas going to hold on to the race lead here for the restart. His teammate right there behind him, Dylan Carrier, with a great stop, will come out in front of Landon Burbage, as Noah Blackwell, Brian Underwood, Jordan Hand are top 6, with Josh Kreider, Jonathan Gaston, Ben Gleason, and Caden Gargiulo rounding out our top 10, as we'll take a quick commercial break here and give you guys a good look here at our amazing sponsors over at Prestige Enterprises.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Alrighty, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing down the back straightaway. Each and every one of these drivers on their tippy toes, getting ready to launch here for the second time this afternoon. Some drivers headed down pit side in extra time here, as it does look like William Connolly going to stay a lap down out there on the racetrack. Nathan Brook over the last driver on the lead lap is Farrell Robbins. Also a lap down, Michael Ponder Jr., Reese Calva, Jesse Chip Graham back there bringing up the rear of the field. Is down through corner number 3 and 4. The pace car will head back down pit road and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. As down through the Geico restart zone, the 20 ride quickly back onto the loud pedal. So Aiden Lucas with a great restart and quickly trying to open up that lead once again between himself and that 2 rider Landon Burbage. Is everybody coming down pit road on lap number 41 here, That's going to make things very, very interesting for late in this race. You know, you got to think 40 laps. It's going to be around lap 80 potentially that they may come back down pit road again. Then we're going 120 and 160. I feel like we're going to see these drivers have to try to stretch that fuel out just a little bit, trying to make it towards, you know, lap 130, 135 before potentially making that final green flag pit stop out there, and then using those tires to your advantage late in this race. And that's going to be the other big thing for each and every one of these drivers. These are the tires. When do you take them? When do you leave them? When do you have to use them here to try to put yourself out in front and picking up a dump here this evening? As I do believe, and I didn't see from Brian what the what the race, that's race practice session. Where is stages here? There we go. They got them on here. So stage, that was lap 40. That was our first stage as well. So a perfectly timed caution flag there, as that was the end of stage number 1 here this afternoon on lap number 40. So a good break for some of these drivers, able to get those stage points, including Aiden Lucas, who picked up the stage win here this evening. So Aiden Lucas, the first stage winner, he'll not only earn himself 10 points in the regular season championship, but also earn himself that bonus point when it comes to our playoffs here this year. So that one extra bonus point going into the back pocket there of Aiden Lucas. 10 bonus points going to him as well, just to get through the regular season, as Landon Burbage ended up with 9 points. The number 19 got 8 points. Noah Blackwell got 7. Jordan Hand, who came home 5th there under that caution flag, he gets, I believe, 6 points, something like that. 6 points there for Jordan Hand. Then we see Brian Underwood, and we saw Josh Kreider up there, and we did see Gleason, Gaston, and I'm not sure who ended up picking up that final 1 or 2 spots there at the rear of the field there for the end of stage number 1. And stage number 2 will end on lap number 80, so we'll see another caution flag come out, and that will bring everyone right back together again, and that should bring everyone right back down pit road as well. I don't think you'll risk it for the brisket and keep yourself out there on the racetrack there late in this race, especially down after lap number 80 and another 40 laps of green flag racing. You're going to need that fuel. The tires are going to be completely falling off, where if other drivers use those fresh tires, you can put you behind the ball in a quick hurry. Is out in front, Aiden Lucas continuing to lead the way. Lucas out in front, showing these drivers that he is the car to beat. And right now, him in the 57 of Grant Applegate, Ryan Haller as well. All 3 of those drivers are currently under a 30-second lap time here. Ryan Haller with a absolutely blazing hot lap time there, a 29.97, the exact same for Grant Applegate. Right now, they both have the fastest laps here in this race, as right now all these drivers back up and through the gears and at full song in Bird. They're laying down some great lap times, so it looks like everyone came down, got tires there during that stage break, that caution flag, and some of them getting that extra fuel, that extra tires, and making sure that they are ready to rock and roll here to bring us back to the end of stage number 2, as Aiden Lucas, Landon Burbage, Dylan Carrier, and Noah Blackwell. Now Jordan Hand, our top 5 out there on the racetrack. Things at the front of the field have looked fairly similar for quite a few laps here, as we saw for a lot of laps there during that first stage that Aiden Lucas was leading the way. Burbage, Carrier, and Blackwell right in the same spots there for, I would say, about 80-90% of that first stage. And then you do see their teammate here in the Redemption Motorsports number 11 ride, Jordan Hand, joining his teammates Blackwell, Carrier, and Lucas up towards the front of the field and inside the top 5, as here comes another pair of teammates right there behind them. That's Brian Underwood and Josh Kreider, our top 7 here on the racetrack. Ben Gleason and the Oscar Mayer Hot Dogs number 66 rolls there in the 8th position, with Ryan Haller in the NOS Energy Drink number 99 ride rolls there in position number 9. Here comes that 49 ride, as here comes Nick Tucker. Tucker was one of those drivers that had tied up and turned around there during that first caution flag, and here's the 49 right back up and inside the top 10 on the racetrack. Melvin Brenger, Jonathan Gaston, Danny White, Grant Applegate, Caden Gargiulo, our top 15 here on the Speedway. Wyatt Mickelson, Jordan Kreider, Chris Getz, Nathan Brookover, William Connolly, Farrell Robbins, Michael Ponder Jr., Reese Kelva, and Jesse Graham. Bringing up the rear of the field here is Graham still down and off the racetrack. Here he is. Unfortunately, not laid down a lap here this evening. Got a good qualifying lap in. Unfortunately for the 75 Ryan, looks like he had some internet connection issues there and did not find his way off of pit lane. And Reese Kelva also running into problems as well, as Reese says, watching from pit lane tonight, computer may have a thermal paste issue. Oh no! Oh no, Reese, brother, that is never a good time, my dude. That is never a good time. That's going to be, a long afternoon tearing the bad boy apart and getting some new equipment into it, man. Getting that new thermal paste in, trying to make it a little cooler in there. Maybe get a couple extra fans or something and try to help cool that thing down. Listen, mine doesn't run too hot, but I have an AC unit in my house. Here in Canada, it's cold outside, but I still have the AC unit on, making sure that it gets cold as heck in here. So that way my PC is always running at like an optimal temperature. It is never too hot. So I don't know if you got that same setup or not, but I make sure that bad boy is always nice and chill and not getting too hot on us out there. As Texas Calvin also says, happy birthday, Grandpa Fred. Grandpa Fred, happy birthday, Grandpa Fred. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa Fred. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday, Grandpa Fred, from not only myself, but Reese Kelva at Texas Kelva there on YouTube, and all of us, on all the drivers, all the fans in the stands here this afternoon, all wishing Grandpa Fred a happy birthday here this evening. Is out in front leading this race. It's the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas. Lucas still out in front. It's not a relative to George Lucas, not that I know of, but he definitely has the force here this afternoon, and he is definitely rolling at the front of the field, and he is looking to be a star here this evening as Lucas looking to try to pick up a big checkered flag in race number 2 on the Premium Stock Car Racing League season. As back there behind him, that's the 2-car himself. In position number 2, it's Landon Burbage. Burbage back there in position number 2 as Dylan Carrier, Jordan Hand now up into 4th as he's worked himself around his teammate there, Noah Blackwell. Blackwell back now into that 5th position, right where he started this afternoon, as Jordan Hand now up 7 spots on the speedway and continue to try to work his way closer and closer to the front of the field. Everyone's got to be careful. That 11 Ryan might have some extra speed in it here this afternoon, and Jordan Hand up at the front of the pack, maybe picking up a win and locking himself into the playoffs this early in the season may be a tough news for everybody else back there behind him, as Brian Underwood, last season's champion, one of those drivers that was able to beat that 11 machine in the championship here last season. He rolls there in that 6th position in the 6th ride. Josh Kreider rolls there in 7th with Ryan Haller. The 99 back in position number 8, having himself another good race, another solid performance there for Ryan Haller here this evening, as the 79 of Danny White there in position number 9. Grant Applegate trying to jump up and make the move around Melvin Brandbrewer for that 10th position as they battle door to door back there for position number 10 on the speedway. Ben Gleason in the 98 ride of Caden Gargiulo. They're battling back here for position number 12 is Jonathan Gaston trying to poke his nose into that fun there for that 12th spot as Wyatt Mickelson rounds out our top 15. Nick Tucker back there in the 16th spot with Jordan Kreider, Chris Getz, Nathan Brookover, William Connolly, Farrell Robbins, last week's winner, Michael Ponder Jr., Reese Kelva, and Jesse Graham bringing up the rear of the field here in this 24-car A main feature event. And the laps they're getting clicked off here rather quickly. We inch closer and closer to lap number 80, and that's where we'll see another caution flag come out as the second stage of the day will come to a close here in this one from the beautiful Nashville Super Speedway. So that's going to be really interesting, chat. That's going to be really interesting to see, what the strategy is going to be during that second stage break. Do you stay out? Do you have to come down pit side and at least get fuel and maybe try to skip out and save an extra set of tires? Do you think you can try to stay on the lead lap before potentially getting a caution flag? Maybe if you kind of jump out there, don't use those tires, hope to get a caution flag in the first, 10 laps? 15 laps, you lose almost a second here as we've already seen. Those fresh tires can run right around that 30-second marker, but after 30, 40 laps, we start to see these drivers running more around that, 31 seconds, 31 and a half seconds. So losing that much time, falling off that much right out of the get-go from the drop of the green flag, can't make it another 40 laps until everyone comes around. You'll go a lap down without a doubt if you don't come down pit side, and you may even blow a tire if you stay out there for 80 laps on the same set. So you gotta either play that gamble and hope to see a caution flag rather quickly, or you may be short pitting and coming down pit side while everyone else is under the green flag here, and that's definitely a spot you don't want to be, as you'll go a lap down, maybe multiple laps down before you know it. As we do see right now, William Connolly, the first driver one lap down. The last driver on the lead lap is that 8 ride right there in front of him with the 25. Knows that right now he's sitting in a golden spot as he's got that golden ticket. If a yellow flag does fly, this 25 will get the wave around him back onto the lead lap here this evening. He's trying to keep Robbins back there behind him as Farrell unfortunately finds himself 2 laps down here on the racetrack. Michael Ponder Jr. a few laps down here himself in that 13. Unfortunately for Reese Kelva and Jesse Graham, they are both still down pit road. As some great racing action, a lot of back and forth, and some good battles starting to brew here. As you see the 18 rider Noah Blackwell, he's trying to stay up inside the top 5. He's been here all afternoon, and now you start to see some pressure coming to his back bumper. Brian Underwood, Josh Kreider, they're right there. They're ready to pounce. They want to make their way inside the top 5 here this evening, and the first car to maybe get past, outside that top 5 is that 18 machine, as the W Energy number 18 rider Noah Blackwell hanging on to that 5th position right now, just trying to make it to the end of the stage, hoping to get maybe some work or some tires here to help him out, maybe just a little bit of a game plan or strategy out of his teammates in front of him, that he can try to keep these 2 fast cats back there behind him. But there's a big gap here between Brian Underwood, Josh Kreider here. They roll back in 6th and 7th, but there's almost 5 seconds now. Almost 5 seconds between 7th and 8th on the racetrack. See, we watch right there, down across the line for Kreider, and all the way down, just coming out of corner number 4 is Danny White. That shows you the gap, the difference here between those drivers on the racetrack. As Grant Applegate up into the 9th position after missing the start of this race, having to start down on pit road. That 57 ride, slowly but surely, starting to race his way back up towards the front of the field here. And for Grant Applegate, and that Red Bull Racing ride, always so fast, always so furious out there on the speedway. He was part of that championship battle here last season as well, and I know he would love to jump up here, get another good finish, and hope to see if maybe he can earn himself some bonus points, maybe get that win and lock himself into the playoffs here. As that number 57 once again wants to be part of that championship 4, championship 5, and going after our championship here on the season once again, as he rolls back in that 9th position. Melvin Brenger right there behind him with Jonathan Gaston, Caden Gargiulo, Ben Gleason, Nick Tucker back there in 14th, and Ryan Haller now running our top 15, as Haller unfortunately sliding a little further back into that 15th position on the racetrack. Is out in front. It's still more of the same. The 20 ride of Aiden Lucas. Lucas continuing to lead the way here in this one. This time by the start finish line, we will see 73 laps up and onto the board. So 72 laps already done and out of this race, and we got only about 95 laps left in this one, chat. 95 laps of racing action. Ooh, doggy. We're getting closer and closer to that halfway marker. I do believe we should probably go back to green flag racing right around that halfway point. So lap 80 will see a caution flag. Stage number 2 will come to a close, and when it does come to an end and we see that caution flag fly, they'll get a couple laps. They gotta work themselves down pit road. Why can't I stop yawning? I'm not tired. Yawning is one of the worst things, man. I might have to Google search how to stop yawning. I'm not tired. I'm drinking an energy drink. I'm fully alert and focused. But it's like once you start, you just cannot stop. And I can't stop it. It just happens. It's like just certain words or names or something. And it just automatically just happens. My jaw just... I don't like it. I don't like it. Someone punch me in the face right now. No, I'm just kidding. As Aiden Lucas continuing to lead the way here. He's got a 1.1 second lead. And he's looking to try to... sweep. Sleep. Is that the only way to fix it? But I'm not tired. That's the thing. Reeks. I'm not tired. And I'll probably be awake for another 6 hours tonight, man. I probably won't go to bed till 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning. But I get enough sleep throughout the nighttime. I mean, I sleep 7, 8 hours, something like that. Energy drinks cause you to crash out. But this is my first energy drink of the day, brother. I'm not even a quarter of the way through it. How am I crashing out? I'm not crashing out. It's just yawning, man. I don't know what it is. Yawning it's just one of those things. It's like it's contagious. Once I start, everyone else starts too. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is or why it happens. I don't know. Maybe it's a sleep thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I need sleep apnea machine or something. I don't know. Well, maybe I should see a doctor. I hate yawning. I never want to yawn again in my life. As Josh Kreider now inside the top 5. We did see that 6th ride of Brian Underwood. Underwood was right there putting the pressure on that 18 ride of Noah Blackwell for that 5th position. Then all of a sudden, Josh Kreider late in this run making some moves in the Robert Up Productions number 5 ride. Able to slide not only around his teammate in Underwood, but also around that 18 Noah Blackwell, and move Blackwell outside the top 5. And now you do see the Lonnie Kreider, and a thank you to Lonnie Kreider, number 5 ride of Josh Kreider, starting to reel into the back bumper here of the Michael Jordan NJB Designs number 11 ride of Jordan Hand. So he's looking to move a little closer to the front of the field here, as Kreider having himself a great day at the Speedway. Dylan Carrier not too far away from them as well, but out in front. Motorsports teammate here. That is Aiden Lucas. Lucas continuing to lead the way, starting to stretch out that lead even more here. 1.5 seconds now between himself and Landon Burbage, as Burbage rolls there in that 2nd spot. You see the gap between him and our race leader, but also between him and our 3rd place driver, Dylan Carrier back here in position number 3. As out in front, we see these guys continue to battle, continue to put on a great show here as don't mind the internet connection right there. I don't know what just happened to Streamlabs or to my internet. It seemed like it just crashed out there for a hot second. I don't know what that was all about, but it dropped down to the bottom floor. I'm glad I just looked at that, but it's back up, I do believe now. I do believe it is good, as we're about to hit lap number 80 here. Completion of lap 80 will be the end of stage number 1 here in this one. So stage number 1 is going to come to, or stage number 2 is going to come to a close here in this one, as I don't believe, it's looking good now. I don't know what that was. Internet just all of a sudden crashed out there for a hot second, but it's good. As out in front, picking up the stage win here, stage number 2 gonna come to a close with that caution flag. And back-to-back check green and white checkered flags here for Aiden Lucas, as Lucas able to pick up both stage wins here this evening. So the premier racing setups, Redemption Motorsports number 20 ride of Aiden Lucas picking up both stage wins here this evening. Landon Burbage was in 2nd for both of those stages, and Dylan Carrier was in position number 3 for both of the stages as well. But we do see Josh Kreider up into position number 4 here at the end of that stage, with Jordan Hand, Noah Blackwell, Ryan Underwood, Danny White, Grant Applegate, and Jonathan Gaston rounding out our top 10 and the last driver to earn a stage point here in stage number 2 this afternoon. So a huge shout out to all those drivers, man, picking up some good stage points here this evening as drivers going to head down pit road here. They're going to get a quick bit of gas and jump back out there onto the racetrack. We'll take a quick break here and get a word in from our sponsors over at Prestige Enterprises here this afternoon.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Alrighty, shout out there to Prestige Enterprises here in this one of our newest sponsors here at the Premium Stock Car Racing League. As we do see drivers down pit road, they're all going to race off of pit lane. It was a tight fight down across the line, and I'm not sure. It looks like potentially Dylan Carrier coming out with the race lead right there as Burbage potentially there in second. Aiden Lucas, Josh Kreider, Jordan Hand, our top 5 when we go back to Green Flag Racing. But let's pull in this 20 ride. It's Aiden Lucas picking up the stage wins here this afternoon. Let's see if we can get him up here into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. As man, that's some great laps, some great racing right there. Let's see if we can jump up here and pull this number 20 into the booth. Hey, Aiden, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
How you doing, Aaron?
Not too bad, Aiden, man. What a run so far here this afternoon, man. Took you a few laps. You finally were able to work yourself around that 2 machine of Landon Burbage. And once you did, you really looked back, man. You had a lot of pressure there during the first stage on your back bumper. This second stage seems like you got a little bit faster, and you were able to lead all those laps. And so far, the most laps in this race and picking up both of the stage wins here this evening.
Yeah, man, the 20 PRS setups cars handling really good tonight. Just kind of taking it at my pace and seeing what comes to me. You know, it's a blast being back racing with these guys, so thankful they let me do it.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to see you out there, man. It's good to see you already running into some success here as 2 stage wins on the night. And now looking for that checkered flag. I see you're going back Green Flag Racing, so we'll let you jump back up there with your teammates. I'll drag you in there, brother. But good luck, have fun, and hopefully we'll see you back up here on the broadcast booth at the end of the night.
Thank you, Aaron. You have a good broadcast, bud.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner, Aiden Lucas. Is Aiden picking up both stage wins here this evening as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. This time, though, for the restart, Aiden will start in position number 2 as his teammate in that McDonald's number 19, Dylan Carrier, able to beat him down pit road, and the 19 will control this restart. They may try to work together, try to keep these guys gassing a little bit as the 19, I think, might have missed the shift right there. He was getting up through the gears, looked like he maybe missed a shift. The 2 rider slams into his back bumper, and then his teammate in the 11 of Jordan Hand really had to get checked up right there. And now you see the 79 ride, look out, getting loose down through corner number 2. Oh, baby, that was a close call right there for Danny White. White slideways down and out of corner number 2, luckily enough, able to catch that car, keep it pointing in the right direction. Doesn't look like too much damage there to either him or the 11 ride of Jordan Hand. His hand was right there. He might have made a little contact with that car and maybe saved Danny from going around out there on the racetrack. As we do see Josh Kreider continue to race his way up towards the front of the field. Kreider now into position number 3 as Blackwell there in 4th, and Landon Burbage sliding back into position number 5 off that restart. So unfortunately for Landon Burbage, he goes back a couple spots there since the restart. Now trying to hold on to that 5th position as Jordan Hand trying to hold on to position number 6, but you see Grant Applegate down low, able to just steamroll right on and around that 11 machine, and unfortunately for Jordan Hand, he's going to go back into position number 7. So some great racing already here in this one. A lot of back and forth, a lot of drivers bouncing around here. But out in front, it's Aiden Lucas who once again leads the way here in Nashville Super Speedway. Is this time down and across the start-finish line. Lap 88 up and onto the board here. We're already just over halfway through this race. So halfway in and just a little over halfway in and just a little under halfway to go here in this race. Still a lot of laps, still a lot of time. And if we don't see another caution flag, then we'll potentially see the drivers at least once, if not twice, back down pit road here this evening. So the racing action isn't even close to being over. We're going to continue to see these drivers battle, as it's now a redemption 1, 2, and 3 out there on the speedway, as Noah Blackwell able to get around that 5 ride of Josh Kreider and move Kreider back into position number 4 on the speedway, as Redemption Motorsports 1, 2, and 3 out there on the speedway. Their other teammate Jordan Hand has now fallen back into the 8th position, as the 57 of Applegate, the 49, and Nick Tucker both able to get around him here, as we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up here. So wait, crank it up here on the afternoon. What we're going to do is we're going to jump right on board with this 49 ride of Nick Tucker and give you guys a good look at what Nick is doing behind the wheel here, as we got Nick up in the driver webcams. So we're going to crank it up here with Nick and all these drivers here this afternoon. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh baby, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great time, as the racing action just getting heated up here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the gap right there. You can see it just barely on the racetrack as that 20 ride of Aiden Lucas continues to lead the way. Give it up here for all these drivers. A beautiful crank it up session right there as they gave us the sights and sounds around the beautiful Nashville Super Speedway here this afternoon. A beautiful crank it up session right there by each and every one of our competitors here this afternoon. As man, some great racing action, a lot of green flag laps, a lot of door-to-door, side-by-side battles out there on the speedway as we flip through not only the sights and sounds out there on the racetrack, we also got a good look in there and a lot of these drivers and in what they're doing here in the cockpits, not only in their race cars but also in real life in their simulators. Being able to have that driver webcam and see what these guys are doing, how focused they are, how locked in they are, or how relaxed they are. As right now, there was one really relaxed driver out there on the racetrack. Hopefully I didn't catch Kelpa off guard there. I'm sure I did. He was looking pretty casual there, pretty not, super excited about being where he is, and that is down off the racetrack and behind pit wall, and that's a tough break for the 4 ride. Definitely a tough start for the Prestige Enterprises number 4 machine here this afternoon, as he is one of 2 drivers not out there on the racetrack, as Reese Kelva and Jesse Graham both at the back of the pack, scored in the 23rd and 24th position, and not the way they wanted their afternoon to start. Is out in front, definitely the afternoon that the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas has wanted, as he's led virtually about 100 laps or so, maybe even probably more than 100 laps of this race. He's been out in front and looking very dominant here this afternoon. He's looking like a John Hunter Nemechek of the NASCAR Xfinity Series there a couple years ago, and just dominating, being out in front in the 20 ride and just laying down some great laps, and he continues to control these races. Right behind him is his teammate, about a second and a half back. It's Dylan Carrier. Carrier rolls there in position number 2 with Josh Kreider about a second and a half behind him. They're in position number 3. A great run brewing here for the Rubbered Up Productions number 5 ride. The Thank You Lonnie Kreider number 5 machine, as Kreider rolls there in position number 3. Noah Blackwell back there trying to hold on to position number 4 as the 8th ride. That is the 8th machine. Unfortunately, Nathan Brookover came down pit road during that green flag here not too long ago, so he's got pressured tires, but unfortunately for the 8th machine, unscheduled pit stop has him multiple laps down back, scored in the 21st position, and he's looking to get around the 18 ride, so he's going to be able to make the pass there. That's the power of the fresh tires. He's able to storm right around the 18 machine. Noah Blackwell basically sitting duck right there, and already you see that 8 ride starting to pull away from him, starting to work his way up, and after that 5 ride of Josh Kreider, and see if he can try to maybe race his way back another lap out there on the racetrack, if he can catch up to our race leader Aiden Lucas. As Blackwell rolls there in 4th, is Grant Applegate back in position number 5 here. Applegate got through a bit of a rough start here this afternoon, missed the start of this race, had to start from down on pit road. Luckily enough, he was able to keep up the pace. He was able to keep himself on the lead lap, and then from that point on, after our first stage break and our first caution flag of the day, this 57 ride has worked his way up and through the field, now sits in that 5th position, but look out as Nick Tucker trying to make that move around him here. Tucker looking to jump up and snag that 5th position. He's able to slide in front of him, but a great crossover right there from that 57, and Applegate back down low, looking to try to stay in that 5th position. The 49 gonna have to try to mount another challenge in that lithium batteries Milwaukee Tools number 49 machine. Melvin Brewer rolls there in that 7th spot. We see Brian Underwood back there in 8th. Danny White and Ben Gleason in the Oscar Meyer number 66 ride. They're rounding out our top 10 on the speedway. Jonathan Gaston there in 11th with Landon Burbage all the way back in position number 12. Now definitely not the spot that Burbage wants to be for him and for the 6th rider Brian Underwood during this run, and really slid backwards. Same with Jordan Hand here as well. Hand all the way back in 16th, not the spot he wants to be in it. And to run into the question, maybe he's going to try to make a bit of a different strategy call, maybe different tires. Maybe only taking 2 tires, or maybe not taking any tires at all during that last pit stop there during the 2nd stage break of the evening. But they're still running virtually the same lap times as our race leaders. They really haven't fallen off as much as they have, so I'm don't know. I feel like they're just struggling out there on the racetrack now, and that's tough to see for Landon Burbage and Jordan Hand, two drivers that were up inside the top 5, especially for Landon, who was our pole sitter this afternoon. Led quite a few laps, but maybe on that restart, if we went back and looked at that restart there at the end of stage number 2, see if we can take a look back at it. This could potentially be the issue. Watch that inside lane. So this was back on lap 82, lap 83, when we went back to green flag racing. Watch the 19 ride, the McDonald's ride down on the inside, right about here. He unfortunately looks like he misses a shift or something there in that 19 ride. As he's getting up to speed, he launches, he fires off first. But I think for 19, he misses a shift. Let's see if we can get a look at it here from Dylan Carrier's perspective. Let's play it back just a little bit. You watch this 19. So he gets on the throttle, misses that shift there, or he was in the wrong gear. Nonetheless, as that happens, the drivers behind him start to stack up, and that's where we see the 11 of Jordan Hand. We see the number 2 of Landon Burbage get pretty good damage here. Let's see if we get another angle at these two on this restart here. So watch the 11 and the 2 ride. The 19 starts the fire. Builds that little bit of a gap between them. They're getting up the speed. They make that shift, and all of a sudden, the 2 runs into the back of the 19. The 11 runs into the back of the 2 right. Now look at the damage that produces on the back end of that number 2, and the 11 ride getting pretty heavy front end damage there as well. So unfortunately for those drivers, that little bit of damage, just that enough of a hit there on that restart, seems like it's really affecting their handling. And you see Landon now back in 12th. We see the 11 of Jordan Hand back here in position number 16, and Jordan's got to be careful as he's not super far away from our race leader, you know, less than half a lap away from potentially going a lap down here himself. But if we see this staying as a long green flag run, those drivers, they're going to have a tough time making that time back up. They're going to have a tough time trying to race their way back up into contention here this evening. Being that deep in the field, if we don't see another caution flag, I don't know how they're going to be able to race their way back up here into contention for a good run of top 5 or anything else. Landon maybe within striking distance of a top 10 here this afternoon, but it's still a tall task. They got to get those cars repaired during the green flag. Got to hope that it's a quick one, as we do see Josh Kreider trying to work his way around Dylan Carrier. So Kreider has caught up to this 19 ride, and he is putting the pressure here on Dylan Carrier for position number 2 on the racetrack. Now, this is all happening about 3 seconds behind our race leader, Aiden Lucas. Lucas still out in front. He's sitting pretty as we're starting to see some drivers head back down pit road. Here's Grant Applegate. Looks like he's going to be the first driver to head down pit lane here on lap 126. So he must feel like this is going to be in position to make his final pit stop here, and that he'll be able to roll out there on the racetrack for 41 laps, 42 laps, and then he's going to come back down pit lane. So taking that strategy, using it early on where other drivers may try to run an extra few laps here. See if they can try to get those better tires for later in this race, as Aiden Lucas out in front. Looks like he's checking up here, maybe. No, he's staying on the throttle, and he's going to stay out for at least another lap, and we don't see really a lot of other drivers starting to head down pit lane. So bold strategy move ahead of the 57. Well, we've seen that last season, that 57 not scared to kind of jump out of pocket, make a big move, see if he can try to use it to his advantage. As right here, great battle for that second spot. Dylan Carrier, Josh Kreider right there, nose to tail on the racetrack. This is all happening 3 seconds behind our race leader and about 2.5 seconds in front of our 4th place driver, Nick Tucker. As Tucker into that 4th spot here in that Milwaukee Tools number 49. And here you go, Josh Kreider. He says, I'll jump down pit lane. He makes that hard left-hand turn, and he goes down pit road here himself. So the Robert Up Productions number 5 right, the second driver to head down pit lane. Now here comes a slew of them. Here comes Landon Burbage. Here comes William Connolly. The 79 right of, or actually that's the 76 of Farrell Robbins. Jordan Hand also down pit road. So drivers starting to make that call, head down pit road. This is time to try to get that final pit stop in. We'll have to wait and see where our race leaders stay out here as they're going to do at least another lap. We see Aiden stay out, Dylan stays out, Nick Tucker, Brian Underwood, they all stay out. We didn't see Noah Blackwell. He made the hard left-hand turn. He heads down pit side here for what could be his final pit stop of the day. The 10 ride of Wyatt Mickelson also down pit road. Here comes Chris Getz. Going to see Getz out there on the speedway again here tonight in our shootout winner. That 3 machine of Jordan Kreider. He picked up that shootout win a couple weeks ago at Daytona International Speedway in a crazy last lap carnage-filled finish there in that Budweiser shootout in the 3 machine. He's back deeper in the field right now, but just inside the top 10. He's hoping to get a good win pit stop, get those 4 fresh tires, and roll back out onto the racetrack. As here we go. Our race leader down pit side as well. Aiden Lucas down pit road in the 20 ride. He brings Dylan Carrier. Nick Tucker right there with him. Here comes Brent Brewer and Caden Gargiulo. As out on the speedway is Brian Underwood. Underwood is going to try to overcut everybody else and stay out there a little bit longer. The 6 ride coming in, though, with a whole hand of steam here. Just slide those tires right there. Hopefully no pit road speeding penalties for the 6 ride or any of these other drivers. A mistake down pit road during the green flag could put you into a very tough spot out there on the speedway. As you see Danny White down pit lane. We see Jonathan Gaston staying out. Ben Gleason staying out a little longer. Here comes Ryan Haller, the NOS Energy 99 ride. He's headed down pit road here himself as Gaston now out in front leading this race, but now he'll make that hard left-hand turn. He'll head back down pit side as here comes Ben Gleason. Gleason also down pit road as 6 rider Brian Underwood just getting off of pit lane. I'm not sure if he had a hold here or not. It seemed like that 6 rider might have been down pit side for a little extended time, but I guess not. Looks like he was on time here. Right side's done, left side gets jacked up. The crew goes to work. It seemed like he was down pit road for a little extended period of time. Is out in front, down across the line here. Going to be able to take that race lead back away is Jonathan Gaston, Ben Gleason. Down pit road, Aiden Lucas down across the start-finish line. He will be our race leader, and you see the 2-lap difference here in the 5-lap difference between our race leader and the drivers back there behind him as the 20 gets loose. Look out, Aiden Lucas making a mistake right there. Feeling the pressure from the 5 of Josh Kreider. Kreider looking to take advantage of it. He'll jump down to the inside of the 20 ride, trying to take that tough spot. But as we look back here, before the 5 came down pit road, it was only 2 laps earlier than Aiden Lucas. There was a 3-second gap between that 5 and the 20 machine. So whether or not it was done on pit road and just extra speed or potentially just that extra tire, those 2 laps of having the better tires than the 20 ride. The 5 machine closed that 3-second gap, now right on the back bumper of our race leader, and the same goes for Grant Applegate. Applegate came down 5 laps earlier. He was about 4 or 5 seconds behind our race leader before he was the first driver to head down pit lane. He now sits in position number 3. He's right there within striking distance as well. Now the 5 and the 57, they got a couple laps worse tires than our race leader, but maybe that's just an advantage that they can have throughout this final run. If they can hold on to these tires, if they can make it kind of balance out. Dylan Carrier, who was running in position number 2, 3 seconds back behind our race leader, came down at the same time as Aiden Lucas. Dylan Carrier rolls back there in position number 4. He's about 2 seconds back of Grant Applegate here. Needs to make up a lot of time to try to get himself back up into the top 3, and then a little bit more to try to catch Josh Kreider there in position number 2. Noah Blackwell came down on lap 129. He rolls there in 5th, and then we saw that number 6, Brian Underwood. He was down pit lane on 131, so head of our top 10 right now. Him and Melvin Brangruer, William Connolly, actually Danny White have the best tires out there on the racetrack, coming down a little bit later than our race leaders. Maybe that's enough to race their way up towards the front of the field here and maybe put on a battle or put on a show for that checkered flag as Dylan Carrier trying to hunt down not only the rest of his top 3, but also our race leader and his teammate there, Aiden Lucas. As Lucas holding on to the race lead here, got a few car length gap now between himself and Josh Kreider. As Kreider sticking right there with him in the Rubbered Up Productions number 5 ride. Either it was a great pit stop down on pit lane, just a great entry and great exit up through speed and back up the top speed, or just using those French tires for just 2 laps extra over that 20 ride. All of a sudden, He's right there within striking distance. He was already a player and trying to pick up this checkered flag this afternoon, but now sitting there in that second spot and seeing the back bumper of that 20 ride. One more big mistake, one unfortunate event for the 20 ride, and that fight machine will be right back to his rear bumper, trying to slide his way around Aiden here for the race win. But Aiden Lucas has been a long time coming, trying to put this 20 ride up into victory lane. We saw him at their last year in the Beyond Detailing ride, and he looked very, very good, very fast, especially late in the season. Continue to get some great runs and great finishes. Now trying to finish it all off, but this may make things interesting as the caution flag is going to be displayed. Our third yellow flag here this afternoon will come out on lap number 139. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is decision time. You were just down pit road, 10, 15 laps ago. If you're the 57 ride of Applegate, if you're the 20 ride, if any of these drivers may have had that extra set of tires, or maybe there's still one set down there behind pit wall, do you stay out? Do you keep the track position? Or is your hand forced? Do you come down pit side here and potentially put those tires on right now, as Aiden Lucas, leading the way, did not want to see that caution flag. I don't think Josh Kreider or Grant Applegate wanted to see that yellow flag as well. As here you go, we're going to see these drivers head down pit road, and it's going to be definitely decision time. I don't see anyone staying out here. I think everyone's going to come back down pit road, and this is just going to balance out the field here. Everyone that's still on the lead lap, things will get balanced out, and for one of those drivers, Nick Tucker, oh man, I didn't even notice that. Tucker, unfortunately, a bad pit stop, and Tucker ended up a lap down during that green flag pit stops, potentially a speeding penalty or an issue down pit road for the 49 ride. Jordan Hand also a lap down as well, but not in the free pass position, so he heads down pit lane. Ryan Haller is going to get the free pass, the lucky dog here for the NOS Energy Drink 99 ride, so Haller will battle his way back onto the lead lap as we see the 87 of Chris Getz. Getz doesn't come down pit road. Jordan Kreider also not down pit lane here as well. So things are getting interesting here. Some drivers not coming down pit side during this caution flag. Aiden Lucas will line up in position number 3. Let's see if they come down pit road here before we go back to green flag racing. But Josh Kreider going to be right there behind him. Let's see if we can get Josh up here into the broadcast booth. Let's see if we can get his webcam going here as well. See if we can quickly pull Josh up and into the booth here. There is Josh Kreider. There he is. Hey Josh, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Aaron.
Josh, man, not the caution flag I think you really wanted to see right there. Obviously a different pitch strategy. You're right there on the back bumper of Aiden Lucas, looking to see. Hopefully he would make another mistake and open up the door for you to steal this win away. But now you have a lot of fast cats back there behind you. The tires are kind of all balanced out here. And it's going to make for a very interesting final, 25 laps of this race.
Yeah, just people in the back wrecking. So I had him. I had I think the better car, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Absolutely.
Now this brings everybody that was freaking wrecking and plowing the wall and all that crap down. We'll probably have a caution fest here, but hey, I came into this season with the revitalized spirit, and we're getting ready to go green here. So I'll talk to you later, and just say hi to everybody watching at home, and go win this SOB.
Absolutely, brother. Good luck out there. Have fun, and hopefully we'll see you back up here on the broadcast booth in just a little bit. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, get up there for Josh Kreider. As Kreider getting ready to go back to battle here on the racetrack as the number 5 ride. Looking to try to cash in on a checkered flag this afternoon as Matthew Wood says, come on, Landon and Aiden. Cheered on Landon and Aiden out there on the speedway. It's going to be a tough fight right down to the very bitter end this afternoon is down through the Geico restart zone. We did see the 3 ride of Jordan Kreider. Got a wave around right there. Now, I don't think this is going to work it was showing me that Jordan was on the lead lap with everybody else. Now he heads down pit side here as everyone back here behind him. Look out, Aiden Lucas slideways up into the fence goes the 20. The 20 ride of Aiden Lucas makes a mistake here on the restart. The 20 ride ends up into the outside wall. Now back into position number 8. More contact right here behind him. Look out, Brian Underwood sideways now on the racetrack. He's trying to keep that thing pointed in the right direction. Oh, maybe things are getting a little wild here at Nashville Super Speedway. As out in front, it is Josh Kreider. Kreider out in front now has that race lead, but look how focused he is as he's got a slew of drivers all over his back bumper. And now we see the number 57 down low looking to try to take this race lead away from him as they battle door to door down and off of corner number 4, looking to carry that momentum. The 5 right trying to stay to the outside here of Grant Applegate. Applegate having another great race here. I do believe we saw Applegate pick up the checkered flag here at Nashville Super Speedway last season. I just have a feeling, I can't remember exactly, I could have swore we saw Applegate pick up a wild late race pit stop strategy kind of a win here at Nashville last season, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, but he's shown a lot of speed here tonight. Starting at the back of the pack here, obviously starting down pit road. Having to start down pit side, was able to keep himself on the lead lap even after losing, 10, 15 seconds to our race leaders on the initial start of this race. Stayed on the lead lap and then worked his way up and through the traffic. And now he's at the front of the field leading this race. Everyone on the same tires up here inside our top 10. And they are putting on a heck of a show for us. This Applegate out in front. Dylan Carrier trying to hang right there with him as Carrier was in position number 2 for a lot of this race. He sat up there battling, trying to figure out a way to beat his teammate Aiden Lucas for a long time. But now it's not his teammate out in front. And he's going to have to try to chase down this 57 and see if he can put the Redemption Motorsports crew up and into victory lane as Noah Blackwell right there as well. The 5 ride of Josh Kreider onto his back bumper here as Kreider unfortunately slides back another spot and now back into position number 4. And look who's back inside the top 5. The number 2 machine of Landon Burbage. Landon was our pole sitter here this afternoon. He led laps early in this race before the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas took it away from him. Aiden didn't want to give it up ever since that point. He led a lot of laps, the most laps here this evening. The 2 ride ran into issues off of the stage 2 restart. And the 2 ride fell back there for quite a while, but this caution flag kind of put him right back into the ball game. He's gotten that car repaired. He's right back up here inside the top 5 and looking to try to figure out a way to get around this 5 or the 18 as they get very close down through 1 and 2 as Kreider trying to work his way back around that 18 machine of Noah Blackwell. Aiden Lucas right here in that 6th position. He's trying to race his way back up towards the front of the field. Does he have enough time? Does he have a good enough car to make the move and get around all these drivers here in front of him as, again, he gets a little loose there on corner exit. Scrub the wall there just a little bit as here you go. A pass for position number 4 on the racetrack potentially about to happen as that number 2 ride of Landon Burbage down low. He's looking to get around Josh Kreider. Kreider trying to hold on to that 4th position as they're door to door down the back straightaway into corner number 3, and it looks like Landon will take that 4th spot away, move the 5 of Josh Kreider back into that 5th position, and now here comes Aiden Lucas. Aiden Lucas right there putting the pressure now to the back bumper of that 5 machine as his teammate starting to put that pressure onto the back end of our race leader Grant Applegate. As Applegate out in front leading the way here. I know Josh Kreider right now is probably kicking himself over there in the driver webcams. I'm sure he's not very happy with how that restart went and how he slid back here 4 spots off that restart. He started on the outside of the front row there, coming back to the green flag, and all of a sudden the 5 ride finds himself back here in that 5th position, and arguably one of the best cars out there on the day, trying to hunt him down, trying to work his way back inside the top 5 after that restart mishap down through corner number 2 for Aiden Lucas. As Grant Applegate, though, out in front, he's just looking to try to keep all these ponies back there behind him, trying to hold them up here for the rest of this race. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. It helps us out a ton here on Peacemaker Gaming. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get a fight at the front of the field here late in this race. It's Grant Applegate and Dylan Carrier, nose to tail here at the front of the field, about a car length between them. As yo, what's good, Frank Bonda? Frank coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream over there on Facebook. Jackson Robbie also coming in with the like over there on Facebook a little while ago, coming in, showing the love here in this one. As man, oh man, some great racing here at Nashville Super Speedway, and only 14 more laps left to go. 14 more laps to settle it out here in this one, in a race that looked like it was potentially going to be Aiden Lucas's race to lose here this afternoon. Aiden, who led the most laps throughout this race, he won stage 1, won stage number 2. He was out in front there for that last restart. Unfortunately, that mistake on the restart may end up losing him this race, and that's all it takes. One mistake, one mishap, and these drivers will take advantage of it and move around you in a quick hurry. And for this number 20 ride, kind of the hard way. Let's see if we can go back and take a quick look at it as the 20 starts on the outside here with Josh Kreider. They're door to door down through the Geico restart zone. I do believe, I'm not sure who had control there on the restart, but pretty even down across the line for both of those drivers. But up into corner number 1 and 2, the 5 kind of gets a little bit tight. He pushes up, and it kind of gets that 20 right up and out of the groove right there. And you just see that rear end right there start to step away here for Aiden Lucas. It's the rear end starts to kick out. He's trying to save it right there. See that car get sideways again, then gets up, takes the outside fence. Now he's got that right side damage to deal with as well. And all these drivers storming right on around him here. Definitely not what you wanted to see on that restart, as there was contact back behind him afterwards. And you see Aiden, I think that damage definitely affecting the 20 ride, not the speed that we saw out of it early in this race. And unfortunately, he's just kind of hanging out there in that 6th position. Now starting to get a little bit of pressure from Melvin Brangler, looking to try to get around him as the fight at the front of the field still starting to heat up. You see the 18 ride of Noah Blackwell, the 2 of Landon Burbage. They're starting to catch up to the top 2 out there on the speedway. Dylan Carrier right on the back bumper here, less than a car length between our top 2 drivers, is down across the line. They'll click off another lap, and we see only 10 laps left to go. Our final 10 laps here from Nashville Super Speedway with the Premium Stock Car Racing League here this afternoon. As you see the 2 ride Landon Burbage make the big move down to the inside here with Noah Blackwell. Blackwell trying to hold him off as you see the 19 on the back bumper of Applegate. Man, this is going to come right down to the wire. Is door to door for position number 3 on the speedway. Quickest in qualifying, that 2 ride of Landon Burbage bouncing back from the contact there at the end of stage number 2, and we went back to green flag racing. Things got stacked up. The 19 ride ended up missing a shift, or was in the wrong gear for the restart. Unfortunately, did not fire off correctly, and it stacked things up down low. The 2 ride gets some front end damage getting into the back end of that 19 ride, and the 19's teammate, the 11 of Jordan Hand, who's back in position number 22 and down pit road, ends up with heavy front end damage as he slammed into the back bumper of that 2 machine. As you do see that 2 ride not able to make the pass right there. He slides back into that 4th position. Josh Kreider right there trying to work his way back up towards the front of the field, back into contention of this race as he's trying to figure out a plan of attack here, trying to figure out a way to potentially move himself around this number 2 ride in. And the 18 to go after our race leaders is Applegate and Dylan Carrier. Still right there nose to tail on the racetrack. A car length between them here on the speedway. The 19 has yet to find the run. He's yet to find a weakness here out of that 57, as Applegate has just been right on point lap after lap after lap. Hasn't really made a mistake, hasn't slipped up, and hasn't given the 19 ride really an opportunity to get around him as of yet, as now we do see that battle for position number 3 once again on the speedway. The 2 of Landon Burbage back up and around the 18 ride of Noah Blackwell. Blackwell will slide back to 4th here as he tries to stay right on the back bumper of the 2. He's going to actually push him down the back straightaway here. I wasn't sure if he was going to try to dive down low, but looked like the 2 ride trying to block that move, as here comes Josh Kreider right into the picture once again, and that's starting to bring Aiden Lucas back into frame, and that 89 ride of Melvin Brangruer, as Jonathan Gaston, William Connolly, and now Ryan Haller in the NOS Energy 99 ride, rounding out our top 10. A great run here for that 99 as Haller there in that 10th position. Wyatt Mickelson in the HendrickCars.com number 10 machine rolls there in the 11th position, door to door with Brian Underwood back here for that 11th and 12th spot on the speedway. They got the number 98 of Caden Gargiulo back there behind them in 13th with Ben Gleason, Danny White, Chris Getz, Jordan Kreider, Nick Tucker, Farrell Robbins, Nathan Brookover rounding out our top 20 on the racetrack as Michael Ponder Jr., Jordan Hand, Reese Kelva, and Jesse Graham bringing up the rear of the field here in this one from Nashville Super Speedway. It's going to get interesting here as late in this race, that 57 rider Grant Applegate starting to put a little distance between himself and the 19 ride. A few car lengths now separate our top 2 drivers. They got about almost a second gap back to position number 3 here as Landon Burbage holds on to that 3rd spot. Here comes Josh Kreider. He's going to try to use that 3 machine. The left down car is a bit of a pit right here as they're 3 wide down the back straight away. Oh, things are going to get tight right there as Kreider looking to try to take that 4th spot away from the 18. Here comes the 20 ride, Aiden Lucas right there. He'll say, let's go 3 wide racing here at Nashville Super Speedway as he'll drive it deep down low. He'll end up getting a 2-for-1 down the front straightaway, and Aiden Lucas now back up into position number 4. So Lucas, even with that rear end damage, now finds himself in front of the 18 and that 5 ride. But here you go, they're trying to get lined back up to his outside as he looks to clear both these drivers. The 5 of Kreider right there, still trying to get around this 18 machine as Noah Blackwell trying everything he can to hold on and hold off that 5 ride of Josh Kreider. These 2 drivers are pretty easily aggravated, so hopefully we see them staying clean and green out there on the speedway, as I know both of them want to keep on racing hard and want to be up inside the top 5 as they do make some contact. Again, they make contact, more contact down the back straightaway. Kreider not happy with the bump down through 1 and 2 as the 18 ride and the 5 somehow or another hold on to it, and now they've got to deal with Jonathan Gaston. Gaston right there is Kreider up into the fence again. Kreider up and into the wall here again. More contact down across the line here. These drivers putting on a show as the checker flag has been displayed, and it's Grant Applegate. Applegate there picking up the win as he was out in front by 0.7 of a second. As down across the line, the 57 ride able to get it done here in this one. As we'll take you back through that final lap there. Out in front, Applegate just clean and green. Out in front, he's got almost half a second, over half a second between himself and Dylan Carrier. Carrier back there in position number 2. He knows that he's running out of time. Even if that number 57 gets a little loose here, he's going to have a hard time trying to find his way to the front of the field as Applegate sends it down for the final time through 3 and out of 4, and Grant Applegate will be race winner number 2 here on the season. So Applegate gets it done and picks up the dub, and now he is going to celebrate here on the evening as down on the front straightaway, he burns down the house in the 57 ride. We'll park it up and in victory lane. What a run and what a drive here for the Red Bull Racing number 57 machine, as Dylan Carrier coming home there in second, and Landon Burbage coming home in position number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give a round of applause, a huge congratulations to each and every one of our drivers, but also give it up here for our race winner. The 57 ride of Grant Applegate as Applegate picks up the dub here this evening, man. What a run and what a drive for Grant Applegate here this afternoon. And we'll get ready to pull him and the rest of our top three up and into the broadcast booth here this evening, man. What a run, what a race. That 57 machine. Let's get them up here into the broadcast booth right now as they're waiting down patiently pit side here. Let's get them up into the booth. Slowly but surely, we'll see them jump into that waiting room. We do have webcams. Hopefully, they'll stay on for Dylan Carrier and Landon Burbage. No webcam for Grant Applegate. At least I don't think that's Grant in the other webcam. I'm not sure who that other driver is, but we will get all these drivers up here nonetheless. Man, some great racing. A lot of back and forth, a lot of great battles out there. It's Colton Manage also coming in, showing the love here in this one. How are you, Colton? How you doing, brother? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Saturday night here at the racetrack. Because, man, what a race, ladies and gentlemen. Were you guys excited? Was that awesome or what? Was that some good racing? Let us know in the comment section right now. Let us know what you think here in this one. As hey, it's Kev says finished 10th from being lapped down. I'll take it. Yeah, brother, you were looking pretty good out there for quite a little while. That green flag pit stop kind of hurt you a bit. Unfortunately, that's where we kind of say go a lap down, but you get the lucky dog back onto the lead lap, and then all of a sudden, here you are, racing your way up inside the top 10 on the racetrack. That was absolutely amazing. As Kev says, man, that was a fun finish. That definitely a fun finish, man. We saw some crazy racing up there at the front of the field, some crazy racing all afternoon. A lot of good, hard green flag racing out there as well for Mr. Ryan Haller. As we'll get ready to pull in our race winner, Grant Applegate. Applegate waiting patiently down here in victory lane. Let's pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Grant, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
If you can hear me.
I can. Grant, brother, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one as we saw you early on. You missed the start of the race. You have to start from down on pit road. That kind of sets the tone for you here in that first stage. Just trying to stay on the lead lap, making sure that you don't run into any more issues out there, and you're able to get that break as we see that caution flag come out right as stage one comes to an end, and all of a sudden you get to rejoin the rear of the field. You end up gaining a couple of spots from pit road and some of those drivers that got tied up in incidences, and then from that point on you start to slowly but surely, methodically picking and choosing your times to strike and working your way up towards the front of the field. And all of a sudden, you know, in these closing laps we see obviously a bit of a different pitch strategy there around lap number 125, 126 for you, coming down quite a few laps earlier than our race leaders. You use that to your advantage. All of a sudden you're right there with them, battling for the race win with about 25 laps or so to go before that final caution flag flies, and all of a sudden things get a little bit more interesting. Everyone comes back down pit side, everyone puts the same tires on, and then all of a sudden there's a little bit of movement, some issues for the top two drivers, and you're right there in the best place to strike as you jump up and steal that race lead. And from that point on, you never looked back, just holding off, keeping that 19 right at Dylan Carrier back there at bay. You got to pull yourself up here into victory lane.
Yeah, just after the start, I honestly was just hoping for a top 5. I mean, I almost missed the race entirely, and thankfully, like you said, didn't go a lap down off the start, and just was sitting about 13 seconds behind the leaders. And on the initial start, I was just watching the gap to the leaders, trying to base my speed off of them, so I knew what I had. And for the first 25 laps, I lost about 4/10. Like, I was staying right with the leaders, and then after that 25 lap mark is when I really fell off and just was not good. Just lose seconds, every seconds. It was terrible. But yeah, so like you said, just slowly working my way through the field. I was just trying to get a top 5. So get down there towards the end and throw a random strategy at it and hope that by the time anybody caught me, I would be able to defend enough to get top 5. And like I said, the caution just was perfect, just every now and then you're going to need luck, and every now and then you get luck. So it was interesting. And then just on the restart, I don't know what happened. Something with the 3 car was out front, but he wasn't, but he thought he was a lap down. I don't know exactly what happened there. So I don't know if Aiden meant to take the top or if it just forced him to take the top. but that kind of helped me out a bunch because that put me third instead of fourth, which then, you seen what happened. I drove around everybody and held off Dylan, didn't make it easy. He was right there a tenth behind me the whole time, but clean air at this track, it's just so hard to pass. So just hit my marks and eventually drove away as he had to push harder and harder to get by me.
Absolutely. You're able to hold him off, use that fresh air as your benefactor here this afternoon. And unfortunately for Dylan Carrier, never finding the run or the speed that he needed to try to make a move down to your inside or try something to the outside here in this one. And as he said, sometimes a little bit of luck can go a long way, and you're in the right place at the right time to be the luckiest driver here this evening. Obviously, that issue on the restart, and then obviously problems there for Kreider and for the 20 as they both kind of go up the racetrack. The 20 gets super loose. The 5's got to roll out of it. They both slide backwards, and what really opens up the door for you to slide out in front, take that clean air, and pick up the win here this afternoon at Nashville Super Speedway. Now, it was going through my mind for some reason. I was having flashbacks of potentially this race last year. I feel like you had a really good race here and potentially picked up the win at Nashville Super Speedway last season with us as well.
I don't think I won, but I think I had a pretty decent race. It was a top 5 all race. But what's really weird is this race played out exactly like the second race from last year with Auto Club, and just I caught a caution at the perfect time where I had tires and the front couple people did not. And then got a good restart and drove around the leader. So yeah, it was real interesting how.
I was having flashbacks of something like that, so maybe that's where my mind was going. I was just thinking for some reason it was right here in Nashville as well. But man, oh man, nonetheless, a great run and a great race for you. And now early on in the season, you're locked into the playoffs. Now you got to go bounty hunting, just looking for all those bonus points and stage wins and more race wins here through the rest of the regular season, and get all that weight and pressure taken off your shoulders once again. As I know you want to try to race your way back into the playoffs, you want to put yourself back into a position to battle for that championship here again this year.
Yeah, it helps so much. I mean, last year, like I said, second race season, I won that too. So it just gives you so much more options. You can throw strategy at it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But it gives you a chance to just play around every race instead of point racing. So it's really helpful to get the second win.
Absolutely frees you up, allows you to do some extraordinary things out there on the racetrack. We can't wait to see how the rest of the regular season plays out for you, and then the playoffs here in a few short months from now. But a great race and another great checkered flag for yourself here in the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Who would you like to thank here this evening for the dub?
Just my teammates. I think it's Carrier Motorsports. Yeah. So just my teammates talking me through it, giving me hints and all that, and just the helpful tips throughout the race to figure out how to save a little bit of tire, especially there at the end, because I was terrible at saving tires. Thankfully, that last run was perfect amount of laps for me. I was about to fall off a cliff. So.
Absolutely, brother. Well, it works out well for you. You find your way into the Nashville Super Speedway Victory Lane. Grant, congratulations, and hopefully many more checkered flags on the season to come and many more trips up here into the broadcast booth. But don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane, and we'll see you back out there on the racetrack next Saturday.
Let's hope so.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for our race winner, Grant Applegate. Is Applegate picking up the dub here in this one, man. What a run and what a race. As Jimmy 6 times, our boy, Josh Kreider coming in. Josh, tough end to this race for you, brother. Tough end to this one, as he says, the tone has been set for the season. I know who I'm going to run like a rooster. Oh, baby. Listen, I think we know. You go back and watch those final 10 laps. We were watching you guys, man, and it was exciting. It was almost more exciting than just watching Grant himself run away with this race later on, as he was able to open up that gap and pull away from Dylan Carrier. As Carrier waiting patiently down here pit lane. We'll pull him up here into the broadcast booth as our second place finisher in that 19 ride. Let's get him up here into the booth. Hey, Dylan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
I got you loud and clear, good sir.
Dylan, man, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one as pretty much all afternoon up inside the top 4, top 3 here throughout this race. A lot of times there in that second position, but unfortunately just couldn't quite find enough to get around the 20 run. Your teammate of Aiden Lucas, or late in this race, trying to figure out a way to get around that 57 of Grant Applegate, as you had to try to push that car, had to try to find a way around him. Unfortunately, never got the run, never got the opportunity to slide around that 57 or the 20 right here to really lead a bunch of laps this afternoon, as he had to settle in for a solid, but nonetheless a heartbreaking second place finish.
Yeah, I was really playing the long game. I wanted to see how the race came down there at the end. I felt like I had the short run speed to pass Grant there at the end. I was all over his back bumper, but I wanted to pass him clean. I didn't want to really, I didn't want to shove him a little bit to move him. So I think that was maybe my downfall there. Was I was trying to get the run. He was in the clean air. Clean air is so important here in Nashville. And eventually he just slowly pulled away from me as I had to push the car harder and harder, and he just slowly pulled away. There at the end, I thought with 2 to go, I might have had a chance when he creamed the wall, and then the next corner I creamed the wall, and then I was like, I'll take second.
Yeah, once you kind of get that loss of momentum, it's going to take a little while to kind of get that built back up, and already seeing that gap grow to over half a second there. You kind of get locked in and settled in there for that second spot, but you're fast enough and good enough all afternoon to run up there inside the top 3, and it's going to feel pretty good, coming into the second race of the season, having a performance like this, earning quite a bit of stage points and finishing off the race as well. It's going to feel pretty good for yourself.
Yeah, points-wise, it feels great. It sucks I didn't get a win and to lock myself in already, but this is probably the best start to a season I've had so far. I feel super fast. Shout out to Grant for the win. Him and our affiliate team, Carrier Motorsports. A good run from both teams today with Redemption as well. Most of our cars were up in the top 5, top 10. It was a great race. I fully didn't expect. I was practicing and I knew I was fast. I just didn't know I was so fast I could stay in third place for pretty much the entire race until the final green flag pit stops, and I slid back to 9th for a second and then right up to 4th, and then that caution came out, and then the restart, Aiden got up in the wall. I don't know how I didn't crash into Aiden in that corner. It was close. I'm probably have to go back and look, but it was very, very close. I lifted it slightly. That was very sketchy, but overall, a great race. And I'm looking forward to Michigan next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a lot of racing, still a lot of races left here before playoffs get underway. But as I said, off to a pretty hot start, a pretty solid performance here this afternoon, as well as our initial race there at Daytona. And you find yourself up here in the broadcast booth early on in the season, and hopefully more and more trips for yourself up here into the booth, and maybe one of these nights up and into victory lane. But Dylan, is there anyone else you'd like to thank here for such a great run and great performance out there on the racetrack here at Nashville Super Speedway?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the sponsors, NJB Designs, CNA Tool, Jegs, Premier Racing Setups, Auto Value Parts Store, Gamers Ups, and Phoenix Esports. Without all them, this wouldn't be possible every week. And man, I feel like this season's going to be good. I feel like this is the season.
Well, brother, we're hoping for the best for you each and every one of these races, and more trips up here into the broadcast booth, and hopefully a couple times up here into victory lane yourself, Dylan. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and congratulations again on the second place run.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our second place driver, Dylan Carrier. Carrier coming home there in position number 2 as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 2-ride, Landon Burbage. Burbage coming home there in that second spot. Let's get him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Landon, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Landon, man, a pretty solid run here for you throughout the afternoon. Obviously qualifying in that pole position, and then, throughout the first run of this race. You slid back a little bit there into position number 2. You have, those redemption cars all around you. You have, Aiden Lucas jumping out in front of you, the 19 of Dylan Carrier, the 18 of Noah Blackwell all over you, and you're putting up a solid fight with them, not only through that first stage, but there in that second stage as you come home second in both of the stages here this evening. And then all of a sudden things got out of hand for you. As on that restart, looked like Noah maybe missed a shift or was in the wrong gear or something. But as he's trying to get up to speed, all of a sudden the car kind of stalls out there for a quick second. You get into the back end of him. Jordan Hand gets into the back of you, creating quite a bit of damage on that ride. And that sent you back into, outside the top 10 for a long time in this race. And without that late race caution flag, might have been a tough finish for you on the evening, but you're able to bounce back from that, and during that final run, race your way up and into position number 3 here to finish off what was what could have been a bad night. A good night turned bad there for you, but you're able to rebound and finish off here on a high note.
Yeah, man, I knew I had a strong car all night. Finishing third is just a good comeback for me, and getting the pole and stuff. I knew I had it. I knew I had at least a shot, maybe, but Aiden was a lot faster than me on those stage runs. So, like I said, I'm gonna get a win eventually. It might not be next race, might not be the race after that, but I'm gonna get one eventually. And I just keep having dumb stuff happen to me and getting unfortunate with Dylan missing a shift and all that, and me getting damaged. The car was loose the whole time after that happened, and I just went in the pits, got it fixed, and was able to come back up third.
Absolutely. You're able to rebound, park that 2 right, still up here on the podium. Landon, who would you like to thank for a great run and a strong performance here this afternoon from Nashville?
I always want to thank, my team and, Dylan for letting me be on the Carrier Motorsports team, and Jordan and everybody, and Matthew for always giving me tips on, how to get better, and Noah for making the paint, everybody watching, my dad and the grandpa, grandma, mom, girlfriend, everybody, and thanks you for having an amazing broadcast.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Landon, a great run, a great drive here this evening, man, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Saturday night from Michigan, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better, and up in victory lane yourself.
Oh, yeah. You bet.
Beauty, Landon. Enjoy the rest of your evening and give the crowd a wave as we got you up there on the webcam. Give them a wave, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there, Landon Burbage, our third place finisher here this evening. A great run and a great drive there from the number 2 right in all of these drivers, man. A very crazy race right down to the checkered flag. This is a lot of fun. These guys put on a heck of a battle, heck of a show for us here this evening, and unfortunately, that will draw it to a close here this evening as the laps have run out. The 57 rider Grant Applegate down in the Nashville Super Speedway victory lane. He's getting ready to party hardy here this afternoon, and we'll get ready to call it a night here in the broadcast booth. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. If you haven't already done it for us, man, make sure you guys help us out a ton here. Drop a couple comments on the broadcast, whether we're live or we're not live. Drop a couple comments for us. Make sure you hit that like button on the stream, hit that follow or subscribe button if you're watching over on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, and make sure you turn those bell notifications on. Become part of the Peacemaker family today. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you guys back here next Saturday for race number 3 of the regular season here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Huge shout out here again to one of our newest sponsors over there at the Prestige Enterprises, as we'll finish off this one with a quick commercial break from Prestige Enterprises and then jump into our closing song and the ending of the broadcast. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.